I'm a pit bull, and I approve this message.
Bum, bum, bum. Oh, hello. Hey, welcome. Everyone, everywhere around the world to Conversations with a Pit Bull. I am Foster Quarter and...
Hey, what's up, everybody? Danny Mason.
Hey, and Danny got donuts. All right, we got donuts in the house, and that's a wonderful thing, you know. So today is a special day for me because our in-studio guest is Karen Hands from Angel Hands from for the Homeless. And I got to tell you guys, this is a woman that, you know, to take the phrase borrowed from my brother James Brown, she's one of the hardest working women in animal world. Okay, her and Paula Archer, you know, they like neck and neck for the, you know, consistent and timeless energy and working for the animals, you know. But what Karen does is something very, very special. She works with the homeless. You know, like the homeless people don't have enough problems already just trying to survive. You know, people don't think about their animals. And when you have nothing, having that companion, that friend, you know, means the world to you. So she's one of the few people who've taken the time and the energy to acknowledge this and try to help these people out. Welcome to the show, Karen.
Thank you very much, Foster. I appreciate it very much. Thank you.
No problem.
Hey, everybody.
Thanks for coming, you know.
Thank you.
You know. Okay, so before we get into the show, you know, in a big way, I want to say thank you to our sponsors. So all of you guys around the world who have your Pit Bull energy drinks, now's the time. So, pop them open and have a sip and tip. And today we're going to tip it to... you know, all right. We're gonna drink today to our dentist who felt necessary to shoot arrows into one of the most magnificent creatures God ever created. You know, and you know what a shame. So we're gonna drink to you, buddy, and hope that one day, you know, if you believe in reincarnation, you come back as a hunted creature, you know? And you die slow, painful death, you know. You know, and that would be in your afterlife. In this life, we wish you about 15 to 20. You know.
What was up with that fool? I mean, I would just follow like kind of cursory examination or whatever, but like some rich dude just went over there and he started capping like animals and decided to cap like the most prolific
I mean,
like animal they have over there.
Exactly.
That's how it happened for real?
That's pretty much how it happened. You know, he's on trophy hunt, you know, and it's a sick individual, first of all, that's hunting trophies, you know, trophy animals' heads, and all that's always been sick. And as time has evolved and human beings have evolved in their knowledge of the human-animal, relationship, people, that's like stupid. You know, I wonder, does he secretly have a plantation with some slaves somewhere.
Well, I mean, what was the deal? Like the animals in like a habitat or something?
Yeah,
or
the
like,
animal was in a reserve, a sanctuary and stuff. And the guys that he went and hired, they
snuck him in the back?
Yeah, they pulled the animal, they coaxed it with some dead carcasses, some other animals, to, because cats can smell like dogs, to come off the reserve property. So, basically,
come on, man.
he would the preserve was on this side of the road, and they waved.
Oh man,
In
general, I don't have a problem with like hunting or whatever if you're eating it and you're doing, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's like that's
for food. If that's
you
your
know
food,
what I mean?
absolutely.
Like that's cool or whatever to me. But like, come on, man, for real.
Oh man, and finally, the world outrage.
It's like them dudes that go out with like machine guns hunting like deer and stuff like that, or like, like it's not even.
It ain't even a
just
sport.
ridiculous,
It ain't
man.
even fair. So the bottom line is, hopefully he'll be doing time, and he'll be in a cell with a couple of people who are vegans. So it'll be an interesting life for him. The one thing that I want to
chill out and have fun like the rest of us, sitting around eating donuts, talking about animal issues with our friends.
There you go.
You gotta spend all that money going out and destroying beautiful animals.
There you go. One thing I want to say is we are so close on being able to use the YouTube studios to do some really extraordinary stuff for you guys. So we only need about 80 subscribers to be able to qualify for that. So if you guys could go to our YouTube channel, Foster's Animal World TV, and subscribe, hit the button. It doesn't cost any money, man. It's an easy thing to do, especially with stories like this animal, this lion thing. That should tell everybody that it's really important, to have the animal voices out there, have people speak up and, spread the knowledge and everything. So that's what we try to do. So if you can subscribe to Foster's Animal World, that would be a wonderful thing, and we'd appreciate it so much.
Hey, speaking of voices real quick, I want to give a shout out to Debbie Dahmer, who celebrated her first year of broadcasting her show, and I actually heard Karen online with her.
Yeah.
I've chimed in too just to congratulate her or whatever, but I just want to send a shout out her way and
Absolutely.
much love.
I wanted to call in on that 50.
On that they've been doing it good, and I think they got like 52 shows under their belt last year, which is like, hey, that's consistency.
There you
and that's
go.
Awesome. So
there you go. We drink to that, and I wanted to call in for that show, but I was at my probation office. I was in a meeting, a film meeting, and couldn't call in at that particular time. But I want to say,
out on a furlough, you got a work release.
Yeah, exactly. So the main thing is, this is a big announcement. If we had a drum roll, I would do it. But we're gonna release episode 2 of Breeder X. Yes, and it's not a kid's show. All right, so all you adults, that's a yay from the adult family around the world. So I think we're going to probably try to do that next week on Friday. And so you guys who've been asking, it's been about 8 or 9 months now that Breeder X has been out there. We're trying to make some noise and create a different type of, example and education. So Breeder X is coming. So subscribe. And actually, we're going to put forth a challenge, a Breeder X challenge, okay? And this is what we ask. If you look at episode 2, and if you've seen anything like this before, or if you could tell where it's going, then you don't have to do anything, and we don't ask you to watch us anymore. But if it's unique and this is different kind of message and different kind of imagery and something that makes you go, oh my God, or laugh, or or any of that, we say, please share it with 10 of your friends, and ask them to share it with 10 of their friends, because it's very, very important. And we're trying to do a lot of things. We want to make films, unlike the Disney films. We want to make films to educate. And this is a TV show that we're trying to sell. It's a web series now. So, and we'll do more on that later. But for now, Paula Archer, you with us?
Yes, I am.
Good morning. How are you, dear?
Good morning. How are you guys? Good morning,
Hi,
Karen.
Paula. Hi,
Danny.
Paula.
Buster.
Good morning.
Hey.
The little fur baby over there. Good morning, little buddy.
Yeah, that's little Jimmy.
Hey, Jimmy.
Hey, so we're gonna, talk to Karen, and I went out to Karen's last event. I think she puts on stuff so often it may not be, but we got a little video that we're gonna play shortly of her and showing kind of what she does and how it happens. And it's a wonderful thing. It's about 5 minutes, and you guys will love that. So, Karen, how are you this morning, dear?
Hey, I'm feeling really good. I found my way over here. I was so scared I'd get lost.
Oh, well, you let the dog drive, right?
Yeah, he did the driving,
There you
and
go.
I was, yeah.
See, that's the best way, you know?
That's the best way. You
That's-
guys.
I just sniff around for the chicken and waffles smell. Roscoe's right across the street, so.
Yeah. So Karen,
Yes.
how long has Angel Hands been around?
Over 6 years.
6 years you've been doing this.
6 years, grassroots, yeah.
Yeah?
Right off the streets from being homeless, I started working on my organization.
Mm-hmm.
And I had absolutely nothing. I started from ground zero.
Kind of like us.
I guess kind of like y'all.
Yeah.
There you go.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And now, explain Angel Hands for those who don't know.
Okay, what this organization does is assists the homeless and their animals. And we work on saving the animals from being taken to killing shelters. We help on emergency basis with the medical care for the animals. We're into education and solution, basically, you know. Anything that I can take to the streets, I take where it's raw and where it's real. I even started a library for the homeless to get them, you know, their brains working and stimulated until I can help to get them back into the mainstream of living is really what it is. So I bring all this to the table for them, and I have a vegan vet. She's wonderful. She's been giving vaccines the last couple of months, and also have a healthy vegan meal. The homeless just love it. Oh my God, it's just wonderful. So we have our meal program now intact. We have a vet that comes. I don't know if she'll be coming for the next couple of months because she's going to school. But we have a lot going on, and it's just wonderful. We just want people to continue to donate so we can grow, because we're really ready for a building at this point. I mean, we are.
So tell me, okay, Danny and I are homeless, you know, and we are, you know, moving around the city as, you know, the homeless do with my limited knowledge. You know, we got a shopping cart full of stuff, and, you know, Danny's got a camera, and we're still doing the show from the streets, but I got a dog. How do I first, what kind of problems do we incur having an animal on the street?
Well, you have additional responsibility, that's for sure. And if you're needing shelter and you happen to call me, I would guide and direct you to places that may take your animal and yourself.
To spend the night and stuff, because for a lot of shelters and things of that nature, if you trying to come in and spend the night, you know, they won't let you bring an animal in.
For the most part, no. And a lot of people that are homeless stay away from shelters. They just feel uncomfortable, believe it or not. But the shelters that let you take the animals have resources for those, but you can't get in right away. There's a list. There's a waiting list. So you have to fill out the application and just not give up, because the homeless people, oh my God, I was homeless myself. That's how I started this organization, like I stated earlier. But they get frustrated. They don't have the patience because their need is now, you know, not yesterday, but now. So a lot of times they don't stay on the waiting list, and they leave, which is really sad, because then they're that much further back, you know, in the game of getting shelter. And I have some resources that will assist these folks with actually getting apartments. If they stay on the list and go to the shelter and hang in there, then they can get them into housing that will accept animals. So, you know, I just, that's what I do. If you came to me and you needed help, or if you couldn't, see, that's another thing. We need donations, too, to support the folks that need a motel room for the night or two. See, I assist them with that as well, but we need funds for everything. Everything is, you know, it costs money, and when somebody's desperate and they can't get into a shelter because it does take time, and they're really ill with their animals, then they need a motel room. They need a real break from the streets, man. They do.
Karen, what are some of the misconceptions that people have about homeless people? Like, maybe you could share some of the truths and some of the misconceptions, because it seems like in a lot of areas, like in a subject that's kind of taboo. It's like things that exist right in front of your face that you don't want to talk about or sometimes address. So maybe you could share something about some of the truths about homeless, like the homeless epidemic or homeless people,
Oh, yes.
and what are some of the misconceptions?
Well, the thing is that the homeless population is truly growing, and there are more men than women, but there are becoming more women in the last year. So it's really incredible. But bottom line, the homeless population is really growing. And misconceptions such as, oh, well, they like it out there, or they're all addicts and alcoholics. Oh, they want to be there, it's just like fun for them. That's all insane. That's off the cuff thinking. Anybody that would want to put themselves in a state of homelessness, has got to really have some severe emotional issues, because nobody I know really wants to be on the streets. I mean, you have some that, I've run across that they want to be homeless because they want to do a story. Well, I was homeless, but I created that situation so that they could do a story, but they weren't really homeless.
Yeah.
People that are out there on the streets are suffering, and they're dying, and it's very dangerous. And they get killed, they get hassled, bullied on a daily basis. It's not a joke. It's very serious. When people say, oh, so you do this, you do this organization for the homeless? I said, yeah. And sometimes I get volunteers that don't realize how serious it is, that I'm dealing with life and death. And a lot of people don't realize that. That's another misconception. It is life and death when you're on those streets, because those streets, have no compassion.
Do you mind sharing with us a little bit about your own personal story, like not only how you maybe became homeless, but how you got out of that situation? Like, what was it that finally either opened up for you, or what trees did you chop down to get to where you are now?
Yeah, thank you for asking. Oh my God, it was such a horrible situation because I ended up homeless at no fault of my own. And I was just in a state of shock. I just automatically went into a state of shock. Did not know how to do homeless.
How did you become homeless?
Because where I was living, there was lethal levels of mold, and for 3 years I was dying. I had gone to every single specialist there was to go to. Nobody could figure out what it was. Yeah. None of those specialists, but I was so sick. And somebody said, check your house for mold, so I had it professionally tested, and the guy said, get out. So I lost everything. It was like being in a fire. So it was a horrific experience for me, let me tell you. Yeah. And so I was out there. It was, I felt horrible because nobody was there for me, really. I had nobody, the family, no friends. So I went through 15,000 feelings like a lot of homeless do. Betrayal, loss, grief, rage, anger. All these feelings come up and you start processing a lot of stuff. And you're confronted with yourself in a way that you never had been in your entire life. You're faced with yourself and with the stuff that you're enduring and what you've endured. It just all comes up. And all those resentments that you may have had that you worked on letting go of, they all pop up. So, and you end up in a state of survival, and the longer you're homeless, the more of a survival mode that you're in. And the more anger, the more isolated you become because you don't trust people.
Right. Let's do this. Chris, let's take a look at this video that I put it together while I was incarcerated and handcuffed. So we don't know how it looks, but it's I went out to Karen's event and tried to show a little bit of what she does hands on. So Paula, pardon me for how this may come across, but let's look at Karen's event.
Okay, can I just say something?
Sure.
Yeah, that you had come into the event before everybody started coming. We had so many animals. It was fantastic. We ran out of vaccines. Wow. So that's a successful gathering when you run out of vaccines.
That is incredible, So you guys take a look, and we'll come back and talk to Karen some more.
Okay. Hi, my name is Karen Hamza. I'm Angel Hands for the Homeless. Here we are today again out here on the front lines where it's raw and where it's real. June 28th. We're going to have a vegan vet come to assist us with the homeless animals today, to give them vaccines, clip their nails, and give them a checkup to make sure there's nothing serious going on. We always have blankets. We have some tote bags that Nicole has made, which is super fantastic for the homeless. They need solid. They can even put their cups in there. We also have some clothing for the men and the women, and we also have vegan food for the animals. So we're working on integrating the vegan food with their regular food, but we have to do it slowly. So we also are starting a new library we have over here. I want to get the homeless stimulated and interested in reading books. I'm working on getting them homes and things that they need to get themselves off the streets and into mainstream living. I also have resources here for assistance. I have a resource for cell phones if they qualify, which is critical when you're out on the front lines. There are emergencies that take place every day, and homeless are in danger. They need cell phones. So I have this for them, which is super fantastic. I have some vegan material for places to eat and how the homeless understand or introduce them into cruelty-free living. And I also have cruelty-free toothbrushes. Yay! Cruelty-free toothbrushes. How awesome is that? What do you think, Foster?
I love it. I love it, baby.
It's going to be a good day after all. I'm telling you, it's bloody hot out here, but we come out here, rain or shine, because the homeless, they're out here, you know, on these streets. So I know the deal because I was homeless myself with my dog. And what we want to do is we want to make an impact. We're into education and solution. Definitely into education and solution. And we're working on, we're going to have a vegan meal too. Don't want to forget that. We're going to have a wonderful vegan meal here by 1 o'clock. And so everybody will be fed, everybody will have water, and everybody shall have what they need and desire for this day, for this moment. We can give them some love, hope, and compassion for just a moment in their lives. They suffer so much. So please, it would be wonderful if you support the Angel Hands for the Homeless organization. You can go to P.O. Box 10716, Burbank, California, 91510, or you can call me at 818-358-3663. Hold on, there's a website too. I have a one-of-a-kind online newspaper that has numerous resources because homeless come from different places, but they end up in the same place, homeless. So I have numerous resources for anybody and anyone coming from any place homeless. And that site you can use PayPal, www.angela.blogspot.com. And I just want to thank a few people really quickly here. I want to thank Foster Quarter. I want to thank Foster for coming out and filming us today. This is wonderful. God bless your heart, I'm telling you. And I want to thank StopCrush.org, Ayala. I want to thank Bob Linden of the World Vegan Summit. I'd like to thank Christy Robert, Nicole Catman, and my volunteers that have showed up today. My adorable Sal that came early this morning to set up to make sure we would have this spot. Food Not Bombs. And you can go to the blog spot and you can see I have a supporter list of everybody, not everybody, but most of the folks that have helped to support this organization to move forward. We're looking for a building, folks, but we're looking for a building, an apartment building, some kind of first floor building. We're ready to grow. We're ready to move into a building. That's what we need. And we need you to continue to support us with vegan products. We have vegan toothbrushes, I believe I mentioned. We need vegan, cruelty-free products, folks. Cruelty-free products. We're not going to turn down any donation, but we would really appreciate you to support us in whichever way that you can. So we're a unique nonprofit. We bring everything to the streets, and I just thank everybody for supporting me. And once again, Foster, God bless you. Thank you so much. We're going to have a wonderful day by 1. The folks will be lining up. They're already lining up, I see. I want to explain to them the importance of the books, the library that are for their benefit, and to sign up for medical for the dogs if they want to get their dogs taken care of. We have forms, we have everything. That's really important to have when you're out here on the streets as well. Hi everybody, I also wanted to let you know that we have these wonderful bags that were made by Nicole, and you can also buy these. We're working on a fundraiser, And then beautiful, fabulous, all types of bags for men, women, children. You can put your pups in there. Any, you know, carry them around. Put your goodies for the summer. Take it to the beach. Put your animal food in there. They're good for emergencies too. An emergency bag for your for your pets, and groceries or whatever. But they're very sturdy and solid. And we also have these little kerchiefs that are fabulous that Nicole made. They're just beautiful. And you put this around the collar instead of around their neck so you won't choke them. And they're very safe and they're just adorable. These are really cute. They got the bling on here. And then also we have Angel Hands for the Homeless Giving Through Compassion t-shirts, tote bags. Yes, we have these tote bags here and bracelets, Angel Hands for the Homeless bracelets. So we have goodies. Because we really need to raise funds, folks. It's really important. If you don't want to just do a donation, then you can purchase these gifts, these for gifts, for your pups, somebody else's pup, birthdays, whatever. And then the whole set of the Angel Hands for the Homeless, Giving Through Compassion, because that's really what it's about, giving through compassion, paying it forward. And we really need to grow, and we need your support to continue to grow. So we thank you so very much.
Hey, all right.
Wow.
You know, the reason that a lot of that was a little kind of shaky and on a few moments about the focus was because I was trying not to be intrusive to the people that are out there, because, you know, you're already homeless, and then here comes some dude sticking a camera up on you, you know, to show you. So I had told, you know, discussed with Karen that I didn't want to try to make the people feel exploited, you know, because she was trying to do such a wonderful thing. So, you know, I kind of try to just cover the camera up and keep it like, you know, I'm not a news crew out here, you know, showing, you know, you're homeless. Plus, a lot of people, you know, so that was the whole purpose behind that, just in case you were wondering. You know,
that's good for one man gang, man. I'm like, hey, you got the cuts in there and everything, a little B-roll, little, you know. That's a cool thing about videography is it is an art form, and so you can always pass it off as this is experimental. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? This is Blair Witch.
Yeah, exactly.
You did a great job. Thank you, Foster. It was wonderful.
No
Thank
problem.
you so much.
You know, we'll make that available to you for your site and
it's awesome
for
to
any
see
kind
that.
of fundraising.
Just the people. I know what it's like when we go to events. Sometimes we get there early, and then like you turn around like an hour later, and it's like.
Yeah.
Like people and dogs like lined up.
Oh, yes.
You know, it's just wonderful, and you could see that there was just a variety of not only materials, resources, food, and you know, a staff that was willing to help out and contribute and stuff like that. And it seemed like just a powerful thing.
It's great, man. I mean, the fact that, you know, you think, okay, people set up things and feed the homeless. You know, you see that as, you know, and you appreciate it. It's not that unique. But when, you know, you see Karen is giving people books, you know, I mean, come on, man. That's touching it. And not only, you know, food for your dogs, and if you don't have clothes, she's giving away people a change of clothes. And, you know, we change clothes. You know, we go to the closet and go to shower and change, put on a new shirt, put on a new. And so she's out there helping people on many different levels, you know. I mean, you got food for your dog you don't have to worry about for a week. You get, you know, food for yourself. You have a day or two that you can just, you got a full belly and you can now go back to dealing with your other drama. You know, you got some clothes to change into after, you know, not having a bathroom. And, you know, at 63, I know how hard it is. Sometimes you got to find that bathroom right now, you know. And so to be able to have a change of clothes is a major thing. And to be able at nighttime or daytime, whenever you wake up or wherever, however, to be able to read, so that gives you a sense of self, and read to your dog even, you know, read to whoever you with or whatever, you know.
I wanted to ask you, Karen, like, for us, like, I guess just like your average regular people or whatever, like we can just about find any access to any type of resource that we want, like if we're somewhat connected or know somebody or can find somebody that's connected to the internet or whatever. Like if I wanted to go find donuts this morning, I just say Google donuts and it's right there. What are some of the challenges that homeless people have trying to find the resources, like, because I know that the resources are out there in the form of people like yourself and people, places and things that can help, but without the, say for instance, like internet access, like it's not like what you do, like these events are like on every street corner, like Subway or something. Like, what are some of the challenges that homeless people find trying to find the resources that may be available to them? And perhaps what are you doing to maybe penetrate that?
Yeah, that's a good question. What I do is I go out there and I assist on an individual basis, and usually when I see the homeless folks out there, I'll give them a business card and whatever I have available to them, and I will direct them to my gathering. And I also have, it's like a stick of gold. I tell the folks, this is like a stick of gold. If you can get to a computer or get somebody that can assist you on their phone, we have all kinds of resources on there for anybody. I swear, when I put that thing together, and I also had authored a resource guide for the homeless and their animals, I'll have those and I'll hand those out as well. That has all kinds of resources with the addresses, phone numbers, I mean, for everything. And I really feel that God really was blessing me when I was going through this period of time. But I go out and I seek them out. And then the homeless community, when they hear something that's good or positive, then they spread the word. It gets out very, very quickly. You'd be surprised. And I have people calling me all the time that are homeless, or they're calling me to get help for homeless and their animals, or just the homeless, or the homeless personally are calling me. Yeah. And so because the word is out there, because I also distribute goods from city to city, and I want people to know where I am, because when I have these gatherings, I can help as many people as I can at one time with their animals, and also do my individual assisting when there needs to be help for the homeless and the animals, emergency, or it's an emergency anytime you're out there homeless. That's a damn emergency. It's a daily emergency.
Right. Karen, we're gonna take a break for a second. One to pay a little bill with our sponsor, but then I want to, when we come back, I want to ask you if you get, what kind of assistance do you get from the city with a wonderful program like this that you have? Is there any city assistance, or has anybody from the city reached out, to help you? So I want to ask you that when we come back. And and coming out of this commercial, we're going to help some animals out with Paula Archer. Paula, you have some dogs that we can get rescued. Whoa! There she is. It's like, you got some dogs that we can get some homes for today.
You bet.
All right.
It's all about the dogs, Foster. We got to get them home.
She didn't have none yesterday, so you know how hard she's been working last night.
Oh, man.
That girl gets on it. You
know
what
man,
I mean?
Let me tell you something. Man.
Dogs aren't going to go without no help.
That's right.
It's up to her.
Everybody out there, if Paula doesn't have dogs to help get saved in homes and help support the rescues with placing dogs, she has panic attacks. You guys don't have any idea of how this woman, how hard she works to make that happen. So, Chris, you want to do dogs before or after we do a commercial? All right, let's do the commercial and we'll come right back with Paula.
You're watching Conversations with a Pit Bull Live, a show about dogs, the people that love them, and real issues. Brought to you by Pit Bull Energy Drink. Available in a wide variety of flavors, guaranteed no aftertaste. CWAPB Live will be right back after this dog fact of the day. Dogs are about as smart as a 2 or 3 year old child. This means they can understand about 150 to 200 words, including signals and hand movements with the same meaning as words. Please support your local rescue groups. They do more to support your community than any others.
Hey, are you tired of those same old energy drinks with bad taste? Make a switch to Pit Bull Energy Drink with a guaranteed no aftertaste. Pit Bull offers more energy with ginseng and vitamins B6 and B12. With a ginger ale lemon lime flavor, Pit Bull meets the consumer's demand for better tasting and healthier energy products with a guaranteed no taste. switch to Pit Bull Energy Drink. Pit Bull offers more energy with ginseng and vitamins B6 and B12. With a ginger ale lemon lime flavor, Pit Bull meets the consumer's demand for better tasting and healthier energy products. For more information on Pit Bull energy drinks, bars, and mixes, visit their website at hiphopbev.com. That's hiphopbev.com. Online orders available at hiphopbev.com.
All right,
we're back.
Hiphopbev.com.
Hey.
That's Pitbull energy drink for you guys all over the world. They ship all over the world. So, you know, whether you're, you know.
Especially if you happen to own one of our fine liquor store establishments with the bulletproof glass, they tend to frequent those stores first.
And
so
Costco's too.
If there's something on your block that happens to be one of those fine establishments, you could probably get a nice case really quickly.
That's right. So, Paula.
Yes.
So before somebody else shoots a lion, you want to try to save some dogs and spread this animal awareness around the world?
Yes, I do.
All right, let's do it. It's on you and Chris.
Okay, first up we have a banner. Today is the deadline at 4 p.m. today for these next 5 dogs. So please pay attention.
Well, you should have said that at the beginning of the show and let me know that. We would have, you know, if they're on a timeline, that's like the movie Conversations with a Pit Bull. Clock is ticking. So go ahead.
Clock is ticking. First, we have Hunter and JK. Hunter is at the top left of the photo. He's in the upper left-hand corner. And JK, I'm sorry, they're bunkmates because this shelter is so full that they have to kill today to make room. Can you please contact everyone you know in Florida and see if you could help these guys out? Now we have Maya up next. She has the softest eyes ever. But she's been rescued. She was adopted today. And the ones like this really touch your heart deep. But she's okay. She's adopted. Now we have Virginia. Virginia is another one that is on the kill list today. She and Edgar, who is the next one, they are siblings, and they were both turned in, and today could possibly be their very last day to live. If you're interested in any of these dogs, you need to call now. 863-402-6730. Extension 1. Now these next dogs that we have, their deadline is Tuesday. This is Mars. Mars is just a pup, and he has until 4 o'clock Tuesday to find a home. I wish someone would give this little guy a chance to at least grow up. Carmen looks a little worried, as she should be. She is in a kill shelter and she has until Tuesday. Now we have Betty. Betty has very beautiful eyes. She knows.
Take it easy, baby. Easy. You'll make it.
She knows she only has a few more days. Reese looks a little scared, and she's leaning up against the wall to help support her. Twix is our last one for today, and she is such a little cutie. I hope a rescue sees. Please pledge, foster, adopt, or volunteer. These rural shelters have a high kill number because they are so overlooked. Please network their dogs when you see them. Please help any way you can. These dogs are in Sebring, Florida. And again, that number is 863-402-6730, extension 1. And you can find these dogs on Paws Pit Parade. Please help share them. Please help network them. Please help in any way you can.
All right, all right. So, you guys, if anyone can help any of you rescues or any of you who are looking for a home to put a wonderful companion in, get in touch, because, Paula expresses, everybody's feelings, and, we all, and you feel the same way, but, Paula does this every day, all day, and you can see, it's real. So help out. Thanks so much. So Karen?
Yes.
All right, tell me, do you get any, what's the cities, because your last event was in Burbank, North Hollywood area. Does any of these cities that know what you're doing, do they support you or help you out at all?
No, they don't. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm feeling like something is wrong with the hearing on this side. I don't know.
Okay, we can hear you.
Okay. No, they don't. The only people that really assist me are the ones that donate to my organization that may live in that particular area. That's why it's so critical. We really need donations, and we're growing, so we need people to donate for storage. We have storage every month, things that, we have to have ready to go out. Things come in and things go out very, very quickly, and things go out more than they come in. So we really need folks. It would be great if the city would assist us, but no one has at this point except for and I'm grateful to God for yay for all of my supporters and donators, everybody. I'm so grateful for all of you. I couldn't do it without you. And now, like I said, to reiterate, we are really growing, and we need to keep that storage. And we have it's about 167 every month. Those are critical things that you have to have. Mm-hmm. And we just need people to donate. We need people to donate financially. We're needing people to donate for shoes. We need shoes, comfort shoes like tennis shoes, blankets, excuse me, things of that nature. We're going to have lots of stuff for care packages this month and probably the next couple of months. But we're going to need, pants, shorts. It's very hot out there, so we need clothing for the weather, Mm-hmm. And blankets, they need blankets every month. Maybe not as heavy, but we need blankets, tennis shoes, stuff like that. We just need people to donate. Please donate to this organization. And Foster, may I talk about the fundraiser real quick?
Please.
Is it okay?
Absolutely.
Okay, and if I haven't answered any of your questions properly, please let me know, because I get really excited about this, and I feel just as passionate as Paula does. I was starting to tear up because I'm doing the same deal, maybe not the same deal that Paula is, but it's very excruciatingly painful every day when you see what goes on every day and lives are taken, innocent lives. It just chews you up, Mm-hmm. You come in with a heavy heart, you leave with a heavy heart, and that's just the way it is when you're an animal rights activist, I'm telling you. And being on the front lines, I see a lot, and my heart is breaking all the time. So, but I just wanted to share for a moment that we have this online fundraiser. It's ongoing until October. It's called Angel Hands for the Homeless. We never forget about the animals. And once again, it's on Facebook. Angel Hands for the Homeless. We never forget about the animals. And we have designer clothing. We have designer clothing for the animals, and you can have the clothing made to your animal's size. We have the kerchiefs. We have tote bags that are handmade that are very solid. We have, like, my T-shirts, tote bags, the bracelets that we had just seen on there. I love you, Paula. Can she hear me?
Yes, she hears you.
I know. I feel your heart. I'm right there with you. Let me tell you. I've been crying for several days. Oh, my God, let me tell you. It never ends. But we have one of the toughest jobs in the world, I believe, you know, being animal rights activists. It's very, very difficult. And so, you know, and I'm always, you know, considerate of the animals, and always, you know, making sure that I do all that I can to keep them out of those damn killing shelters, because they do murder these innocent animals, and it's overwhelming. So
absolutely.
What are some of the reasons why a homeless person would have to perhaps be separated from their dog, or may not, you know, like, you know, we kind of know, like, on our show, we talk a lot about just the normal circumstances with people. Oh, you know what? My apartment building doesn't let me have dogs, or, you know, there's a ban in my particular area. What are some of the unique issues that the homeless community deals with as it relates to their dogs, Karen?
Okay, sometimes they may be, you know, the homeless are given tickets all the time for, you know, parking their bodies in a particular area, and that'll be one ticket. Having too much stuff, that's another ticket. Stuff such as the little bit of their whole life they carry in a backpack or in a shopping cart. You know, they'll be ticketed, and then the dogs are automatically released to a killing shelter, you know. Or a homeless man or woman, their animals get away from them. They don't always try to educate them. It's all about education and solution. Keep them on collars and leashes. We always have that. Sometimes they get away from them and they end up in the killing shelters. Then they have a heck of a time getting them out, because it costs a lot of money. They don't just give the homeless their animals back. They have to pay these humongous fees and everything else. So those are some of the ways that the animals end up in the shelters. Or sometimes the homeless will just go ahead and give their animals to the shelters because they just can't care for them. It's too much of a responsibility. And when homeless people tell me they're going to get an animal because they want a pet, I'm thinking, let me tell you something. I would highly suggest that you think again, because you're taking on a life, a responsibility. You can't even take care of yourself. Please, please, please reconsider.
Because that's one of the things, like, I guess, if you play devil's advocate and you say, like, these may be some of the misconceptions or whatever preconceived notions that people have or whatever, when they see somebody that's down on their luck and they're like, well, you got enough resources apparently to take care of an animal, like, you don't really need that much help, or, you know, like, it bothers me sometimes when you hear these types of things, but I think sometimes people don't really understand the connection and what an animal does for a person or does for a spirit. Maybe you could talk a little bit about that, like the companionship, or why do you see homeless people a lot of times have animals, and you know, I don't know if that makes sense.
It does make sense. I get it. I totally get it. And thank you for that question, too. That's a very good one. The homeless have animals, the ones that have already had their animals, because they're good companions. They have no one. And the animals keep them company. It keeps them moving forward. Because I tell you, the homeless that I've seen that have animals out there take very good care of them. I mean, they're really in very good shape. So I just continue to do all that I can to make sure that they continue to take care of the animals and make sure that they're in good shape. But those animals, you cannot separate the homeless from their animals. You cannot do that. That is not a good thing to do. You know, the homeless are so tight with their animals. They're their best friends. They keep them company, their comfort, but they really love them. It's not just, well, they're just using the dog, you know. They love the dogs. They love the cats. They're their very best friends. It's the only thing they have in the world to keep them going. I mean, I've had homeless people cry, literally cry, and tell me, please don't take my animals away from me. you know, and I would assure them that no sir, I'm not going to take your animal. I just want to know, what do you need? How can I help you? Well, I already know how I can help them, but I want to get them to communicate to me. I want to get them to open up to me and let them know what they need so I can assist them, because it's all about getting the folks to open up. Get them to open up about what they need for themselves and their animals. But once again, to reiterate, I know I've used that word about 50,000 times already.
What, reiterate?
Reiterate.
My dad used to say, he said, I'm redundant. I like to repeat myself.
That's right. Well, why don't you reiterate one more time?
Okay. I'll reiterate one more time. And see, I'm tripping up my words now.
That's all right.
But the homeless, that's the only thing they have in the world are their animals. And don't ever, please, anyone ever try to separate an animal from, unless you see a horrific situation where you need to intervene and get the animal away. But that's, I haven't really seen that. But
that's right. Hey, I want to say, Paula Archer, you can't start crying during your segments, because it's like yarning, because you start crying, and then off camera, Danny he doesn't have tissues like you have, and so you
got tears in my donuts, girl.
So the end of my T-shirt,
my sugar twist.
The end of my T-shirt is all wet and slobbery now. So
like, is that glaze? No, those are tears.
So it's like I haven't seen him crying that much since they closed the donut shop down the street. So let's.
You see why those old Save the Pets commercials used to work? They just get on there and just harp on a tear jerking.
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
I know, and that's amazing too. Hey, on that note,
I'm a sucker.
Hey man, I know. No, you just real, man. That's what it is. So on that note too, we're gonna possibly consider for once asking for money at some point, man, because we may do a crowdfunding around here, because we want to make some impact. We want to make a movie. We want to, we're tired of begging for stuff, and a lot of you guys saw this last picture that I produced, the American Bad Boy with Cat Williams. So we want to come up with a budget so we can ask a lot of these celebrities to come in and show some support for the animal movement, and speaking up for the animals, and give us some voiceovers on something we're going to do. So don't be surprised coming up here not too long in the far away in the future if you see us talking about crowdfunding again, because Danny and I tried it at the beginning of our whole internet venture and experience to try to change things, and we learned a lot since then. We didn't have the audience that we have now, and we didn't have the reach, and we didn't have you, but we used it to create this show. But we want to make a movie. That's what we do. Danny is one of the greatest editors in Hollywood, and and he's okay person too. So we want to do some stuff, man, and we might ask for you guys' support, because we're trying to make a difference. So remember, the Breeder X episode 2 is coming. It gives you, if you guys have looked at what we've done for the past 3 years, all of our shows, we got over 100 hours of interviews out there that you guys can look at and look back on and share with different people. But you can see what we're about. We're about supporting, we're about change, education through entertainment, and trying to do something different in a different way to get the average Joe, John Q. Public, John Q. Public's attention, so let's help with that.
Karen, I want to ask you one other thing, well, a couple other things, but one of the things I wanted to ask you was, how did you get out of or transition from your situation as a homeless person? And then what was it that made you decide, you know what, I need to start an organization, or I need to give back? Because that's more than just getting back to zero. You're going 1,000 miles an hour and really pushing the line. What was it that pushed you to not only create the organization, but to do more than just kind of fend for yourself and survive?
Exactly. That was one question that I had not answered, so I'm glad you brought that to my attention again. Well, how I got out of the streets was, oh my God. It was a lot of hard work, that's for sure. And one day, I mean, I remember that night telling God that if I didn't find a place, and that I was going to kill myself. I was at the end of I couldn't take it anymore. And I was down this street, and I saw this sign that said, you know, bills paid, bachelor, and I filled out an application, and he let me move in. I was astonished. I thought, this guy must know I'm homeless or something. He let me in right away. I just couldn't believe it. And I'm there to this day. It's like a little storage, has no icebox, RV size, have no stove, no kitchen. It's a small space, but I work out of there. And you know, I sometimes I let some of my homeless folks come in and see what I'm working out of, what I'm living out of. That this is where what I had nothing to this. I just want them to see that I don't have a lot, you know, that I'm struggling. I'm still, you know, working on. But anyway, that's how I got out of the street, is I finally found a place after being on the computer, because I was in the library all the time. And the newspapers they had in there, I would just go through everything I could, and I was desperate. I just needed a place that I couldn't stand it anymore. And I was working very hard on saving money. And, you know, and this place was like a godsend. It was a slice of heaven to me. My God, it sure was. Oh, my God. And what I did is, when I was out there on the streets, I had nothing. I mean, really, I had absolutely nothing. And I'd see these people walking around that had absolutely nothing, and I saw myself. I saw myself in these. I would give them the little that I had, whether it was a bottle of water, whatever that it was. I mean, I connected with them because I saw myself in them. Mm-hmm. And I still see myself in these people. You know, I'm still very bonded. I'm very connected. It's like I can see a homeless person 50,000 miles away. I have this radar. But, you know, I was helping them when I was out there on the streets. And when I found this place, you know, I just... it didn't stop. Did
you have an animal with you when you found that place?
Yes, I did.
I had cool with that too?
Yeah, it was amazing. And that was my best friend Tippy, and he died last year. I just grieve over him so much. He was my best friend, the love of my life, my family. And he really, you know. So it is very important, you know, to
What about the
Thank you.
Like, most people don't even have the wherewithal. I know I don't, like, to even start a nonprofit. You know what I'm saying? Or much less administrate it or execute it or do the things that are required to kind of like help people. You know what I mean? So how did you put together the organization itself, or how did you? Do you have a background in that, or?
No, I had no business, no nothing. I'm telling you, I started from ground zero. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
I started from ground zero. You ought to see where I live. I mean, I'm grateful to God I have a place to live, but I mean, I really had initially nothing. I had nothing when I moved into this place, but I continued to help the homeless. And when I got that place, it made it possible for me to bag up stuff. Like I'd bag up 400 to 500 bags of goodies, take them all the way to L.A. You know, Skid Row, man. And it was just, oh my God, these people knew that they knew I wasn't going to hurt them, because they'd come flooding out of I don't know where they'd come from, and they'd take those 400 to 500 bags and then they'd be gone.
Wow.
But that was such a touched my heart, and it was incredible. But that's how I started. You know, I just take stuff and more stuff. And then it just one day somebody had stated to me, you know, what about starting a nonprofit? And I said, well, what's that?
Right.
What the heck is that?
Yeah.
You know, what's that? And so then, you know, that's really how it started. I had no knowledge, no education, no business, no savvy, no tech, no nothing experience. I've had to work very hard because of not having the knowledge of a lot of things.
Yeah.
But you know,
hey, don't let it stop you. You know.
Oh no.
But I'm sure that it allows you, having that official structure allows you to treat donations and partnerships and things like that probably a lot easier. If there are ways to help, it makes it easier because you are structured and have that. So that's wonderful. I mean, it's always interesting to find the things that drive people, and I think when you have that connection, that deep-rooted connection with people or with animals, it compels you to do the things that you do. people that aren't in this community can look at us and say, hey, you know, you guys are crazy. Like, why do you even spend all this time doing all this stuff? What kind of difference is it making? Blah, 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 chirp, 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 or whatever. And it's like, well, you know what? Like, if you see how much a homeless person cares for their animal, and you see how much more they care than like a normal person that has stuff,
exactly,
you'd get it. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not feeling what this show is about, then there's something wrong with you. Your reptilian brain is oversized, or whatever they say. You know what I'm saying? Because it's real stuff. These animals, they need our help, and the people as well. I mean, it's an animal-human issue, and it's very complex. But thank God for people like Karen that are out there doing something, even when they have not very much. And you can do something too, whether it's tuning into the show, whether it's spreading the word, whether it's helping network those dogs that Paula was showing off, anything. You know, if you show up and you say, hey, you know what, I'm going to go to PetSmart and I'm going to buy 2 bags of food and I'm going to take one over here to Angel Hands. That means something, you know what I'm saying? So, Karen, tell them again where they can get in contact with you, and what's the best way to contact you so that they can either lend some support or find out when your next events are going or participate in the online fundraiser.
Okay, I just want to say very quickly that me being homeless with my dog changed my life forever, and it certainly has changed my life forever. I'll be doing this for the rest of my life. I mean, I'm saying that now, but I've said it ever since. It really has changed my life forever. It's no cakewalk. Okay, people can get in touch with me by going to my P.O. Box, 10716, Burbank, California, 91510. They can donate financially. We're needing financial donations, please. You can go to www.angelala.blogspot.com. That's my one-of-a-kind online newspaper that has all the resources on there. There's a PayPal that you can go to and donate financially. I have an email address on there. And that is a place where you can go to find out where our next gatherings are, or what we're going to be doing for the month is at that Blogspot address. We're always in North Hollywood. Up to this point, I've been here for over 2 years. I used to travel around the cities a lot in California, but now I'm here once a month at the end of the month, but I still do drop-offs all over the place. As much as I possibly can, but you got to have stuff and donations to continually to do that. And so I really thank you very much, Foster, Danny, and what's your name? Chris and Paula. Chris.
Okay, Paula's gone.
And Jimmy and everybody for supporting my organization and helping me to be where I'm at today. All my volunteers, Elena, her daughter and husband. Yeah, Foster.
Okay. Well, we appreciate you coming in and the work that you do.
Yes.
Thank you.
We lost the Skype connection with Paula, but thank you so much there, Dr. Archer, and we will talk to you soon. Everybody, Doctor?
Hey, that was a great show, and I was so glad to see her face when we walked in here because we've heard her on the phone. I remember one of our shows when she called out the blue. Somebody said I need to call you, and she started telling us about her story. I was like, man, this girl is a superstar, and we gotta get her in here. And thank God that she came in.
That's right.
Thank you guys for tuning in and supporting us as well.
That's right. And if you can make a donation to Karen in any kind of way, get with her and do that because you know, as the old saying go, we all only 2 payments away from homeless.
That's true.
See you later.
Thank you, Foster. Bye, everybody. Bye, Danny, Chris.
I'm a pit bull, and I approve this message.